What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's daily market recap. In today's episode, I'll break down all of my trades from the morning. I'm sitting up right now over $20,000 on the day, $70,000 on the week. The market is hot. But before we go over the trades, I'd like to issue a public apology to Carmike7671. I got a little fired up yesterday. You know what? That's not who I am, and I'm sorry. It was my birthday. I think I just got a little carried away. The thing is, you left this little comment on my recap on Monday. Now, I came to the table Monday with a fire outfit and a fire recap, wearing my $37,000 genuine tiger skin sweater. And then when you drop that little comment there, never thought I'd see the day Ross would be looking like the Tiger King. See, that hurt. My feelings were hurt. And then I lashed out on you. But you edited that comment yesterday, and you said, with all due respect to Ross and the Tiger King, kings of their craft, with all due respect. So now I realize it was a joke. It was a joke. You weren't really making fun of me. And you know what? I could take a joke. At least I thought I could. Until I saw this little comment left yesterday. King Cobb 7? Yeah, let's get into it. I've got a bone to pick with you, buddy. So yesterday, I came to the table wearing one of my favorite sweaters. It was my birthday, and I'm wearing my ice cream cone sweater. And what do I see down here? King Cobb 7, 18 hours ago, saying, never thought I'd see the day I get out-traded by an ice cream cone. Whoa, slow down there. On my birthday? Are you serious? So you know what? Today, I'm coming to the table doing something a little different. I'm going to break down the trades for you, but I'm just going to say something at the very beginning to give an explanation for this little outfit I'm wearing. This little outfit, this is a NASCAR jacket. Why am I wearing it? Because I have no choice. My in-laws are here. They gave it to me as a gift, and if they don't see me coming in and out of my office wearing this, they're going to be offended, okay? So I want you to understand that I had no choice in picking out this outfit. In fact, you want to talk to my father-in-law, we call him Grandpa. So Grandpa, he comes to me, he says, Ross, what do you think is the worst race of all time? I said, the worst race? My God, Grandpa, come on. I couldn't possibly. I don't know. What are you talking about? He said, well, I could tell you. And I said, oh boy. So I braced for impact. I didn't know what he was going to say. And he goes, February 18th, 2001, the Daytona 500. And I said, oh my God. Of course, right, because I'm wearing NASCAR. He said that was when Dale Earnhardt passed away. So he went on and talked about that for about an hour and a half. And I said, no, I understand. So I say all that because I want you to understand that the reason I'm wearing this jacket, which, like I said, is a genuine NASCAR jacket, is not because I chose it. So I don't think you could possibly say anything bad about this jacket that I could possibly interpret the wrong way or take any offense to. All right. So now let's go into breaking down my trades from today. So I'm sitting in the green, $21,143.23. Not bad. All right. So here's the one thing I'll say about today. It was not an easy day. Some days are easier than others, naturally. It's all on a spectrum. And today was pretty challenging. So cpix is a stock that I made the most on. This is the move from $4 to $6.50, just about. And I locked up almost $20,000 just on that. The other three stocks I traded, net, they added about $2,000 more profit, but none of them worked out particularly well. So why don't we go back to the very first trade of the day? All right, so we're going to rewind all the way back to 7 a.m. KTTA. Okay, so KTTA hits the scanners at 7 a.m. Boom, popping up. This stock, I've traded it before. It's got a sub 1 million share float. It's got news and it's squeezing. So the news was announces positive safety review committee recommendation from its ongoing phase 1 clinical trial. So I'm like, okay, it's news. I'm not so familiar with the company that I understand the context around this news, but nonetheless, it's obviously news. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I pull up the chart on it and immediately I see that it's spiking. So this is what I did. I saw the stock hitting my scanner and I bought this micro pullback right there. That's where I jumped in. So it goes immediately from about 410 all the way up to 420, 430, 440. The only thing is I took this trade with smaller share size. And the reason I did that was because the total volume on this stock was pretty light. Yes, I was probably one of the first people to see the breaking news and I had the right idea on it. But with lighter volume, if I had wanted to buy 15, 20, 30,000 shares, I would have probably got a lot of slippage on my entry And then it also would have gotten a lot of slippage on my exit. So in contrast, a stock like CPIX, well, CPIX as of right now, let's just check to see how much volume it has. So CPIX right now has 43 million shares of volume. It's got a lot of volume. But on KTTA, just in these first 10 minutes, the total volume was, well, I guess in the first 10 minutes it was like 2 million shares. So it came in pretty quick. But nonetheless, that first candle was light on volume. So I jumped in, broke the ice on that, and made about $1,200. That was my first trade on KTTA. I did trade it again later, but that was the first trade. So $1,200. Now, you guys know my daily goal is 5,000. I have the daily goal of 5,000, and in this market right now, this is kind of the way I'm treating it. Oops, that's pen's running dry. So $5,000 daily goal right here. That's right now my first goal. So first goal and then target right now in this market is $20,000. Now, as you may recall, in 2020, I had a daily goal of $20,000, and I averaged $20,000 per day through the entire year of 2020. Let's do the math on that real quick. And I'll remind you, my results are not typical, but $20,000 per day times how many trading days? Approximately 250 through the year. That's a $5 million year. And I was right at $5 million in 2020. So when the market started picking up in, well, really, it was sort of October and then November, December, that's when my daily averages started to move higher. We started to see increased volume in the market. I was able to start trading with larger share size, and with larger share size, you can make more money, right? It's really as simple as that. The problem is in a cold market, you might want to trade with big share size, but there's not enough liquidity to do it. So I've been averaging $20,000 a day for the last 4 or 5 months. All right, so that's kind of my goal, is to try to get myself close to that number. Now, I'm not going to go, crazy. If it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. But that's kind of my thought each day is, can I get there? And I was able to get there today. So it wasn't, though, thanks to that first trade on KTTA. So that was the first trade that I broke the ice on. And then CPIX pops up. So when CPIX pops up, my initial thought on this was, oh, yeah, well, this one was really strong yesterday, right? CPIX strong yesterday, popped up, sold off. I actually lost $4,000 on it yesterday, but it closed strong after hours. Pulled back, and right here, pre-market, I jumped in at about 415. I added at 450, it squeezed up to 480, and boom, right there, that was my first trade. Broke the ice. And then what do we do at the open? At the open, we get the break of VWAP. I'm back in, and we get a squeeze from 4 all the way up to $6 and just about 50 cents a share. Excuse me. So my only issue with this was that at the open, we were dealing with halt levels being fairly close. So it would pop up, but then the halt level was like just right there. We'd pop up again, the halt level was like right there. So I just felt like I couldn't get a big squeeze because the halt level was too close. And then we pulled back for a second, and that was a nice pop. I was long into this halt right here. It opens, I do a dip and a rip, and we squeeze up here. And then I actually gave back a little profit off the top, adding, 10,000 shares up here, and then getting stopped out as it dropped back down. So I actually had a couple times today where I peaked a little bit and then I gave back some profit. So that first trade of the day started at 0, got myself up to $1,200. And then next thing I know, I'm up 10,000, and then I'm up 15,000, and then I dropped to being up 13,000. And then I got myself up to 18,000 and then dropped back down to 14,000. And then got up to 23 and finished at 21, which is where I'm at right now. So kind of got into this area where I just felt like I wasn't pulling away in my P&L, and the stocks weren't pulling away in their price action. And then we get rnaz. So rnaz all of a sudden makes this really big move, and it's moving higher even now. The problem with it is that the spreads are bigger. And so you can see I'm only up $1,000 on it. I was up like 3,600, and then I had 2 trades. I got back in, lost 1,000 on each of them. And it's not hard to lose $1,000. You take 5,000 shares of it with a 16-cent spread, you're instantly down $750. So, and the halt level's 1278. So the halt levels are close enough where I just had a hard time getting really dialed in on it. I think some other traders in the room did much better on it than I did. which is fine. But yeah, I just wasn't able to really get zoned in on that one. And then my one loss of the day, or well, I had a bunch of losses today, but the one stock I'm actually red on is QNTM, a big winner from yesterday. But when this one popped up right here at the open, I thought maybe we would see a move like cpix where day 2 continuation through 750. No, didn't do it. Didn't want to do it. Maybe it will later. I mean, it could, but anyways, didn't do it when I thought it was going to. So ended up going red on that by 2,000 bucks. So overall today, cpix was the best for sure. And I'm glad I was able to pull $20,000 of profit out of what was only a 2-point move. So, had to trade with bigger share size to get that, but we got something. rnaz just kind of went too fast and on too light a volume initially. And then by up here, where I traded it, I just was chasing it. And then I gave back profit on that candle right there, the way it popped up there and then rejected back down. So anyways, not perfect, but that's okay. Green nonetheless. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the big picture. It's locking up another solid green day. So as I'm sitting here right now on the week, this is going to put me up over 70,000 on the week, 70,000 on the month. So this is February. We're 3 days in. That was 51. So now we're at 72,000. And right now, well, I actually haven't even looked at year to date. Now let me think about whether or not I want to look at that. I'm not sure if I want to see that number. Sometimes seeing that number gets me too in my head. So I'm not going to look at that number, but we're just going to look at the last, last little stretch here. So 68% accuracy here. And if I just look at the last 30 days, accuracy from the last 30 days has been really high, 75%. So that for me is quite high. Average winners, $1,700. Average losers, $877. And I'm not even going to look at this number. You know what? I'll show it so you can see what it is, but I'm not going to look at it. So boom. So that's going to be the number. It's going to be, I'm closing my eyes. So see, I'm not even looking, but actually I could see on that little monitor. So that's the number right there. That's where I'm at on the year right now as of February 4th. That doesn't include today's profits. So you know what? We're moving in the right direction. This is good. And I'm just going to keep stepping up to the plate every single day. So those of you guys that want to watch over my shoulder, link for a 2-week trial, pinned to the top comments and linked in the description so you guys can check that out. 2-week trial is $20. That'll give you access to all of my scans, real-time market data, the charts, the news feed, my live broadcast, and a selection of classes from the curriculum so you can get a sense of whether or not you want to learn from me. All right, so thank you guys as always for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this recap, and I'm going to be watching those comments very closely. All right, so with that, reminder as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so please manage your risk, take it slow. Practice a simulator before putting real money on the line, and I'll be live streaming tomorrow, 7 a.m. for members at Warrior Trading.